Hi Trinity Rock and Pop Drummers, hope you're well. Right, quick video for you here about Dancing in the Moonlight by Toploader from Trinity Rock and Pop Drums Grade 3. It's a really fun little one. It's often where people start when they first do Grade 3, and it's got some nice straightforward grooves in it. It's got one little drum fill which takes a bit of thinking about, which a few students have asked about, and it's got a nice little funky groove which is just a little bit more busy in terms of what you're playing on the snare drum than grooves you'd have played before at Grade 1 and Grade 2. So let's have a little look. We've got 4 bars rest at the beginning, and then we come in with the verse groove, which is this. Nice little groovy straight 8 feel here on the hi-hat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and big snare drum hit on the 2 and the 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then the kick part, which is going crotchet on beat 1, snare on beat 2, and then a rested quaver and then a quaver on the 3 and, so we're coming in with the kick on the and of beat 3, and then again on the and of beat 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and that's the verse groove. In the 4th bar, there's a little variation that goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you add 1 extra kick. I'll give you the first 4 bars of the verse. Here we go. The next 4 bars are the same. Same little 4 bars with the little variation on the 4th bar. Then we're into 30A. This is the groove that goes like this. Like I was saying at the start of this video, I think when you first get into Grade 3, assuming you haven't played loads of grooves like this already, this is one of those things that takes a bit of breaking down, and so I'll do that quickly now. The big key features are that the hi-hat keeps going on the 8th note, so whatever happens here, you're always playing on your hi-hat 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. What I would suggest doing is probably just landing, this is the thing that's worked for most of the guys that come here, if you're just getting into this, just landing a kick drum on the first beat of the bar, and just getting the snare drum part going. Again, if you've more experience with this sort of groove and you've got it going, great, but this is a great way in, I think. Play the first kick, and then add the snare drums one at a time. What we'll do in the very first case is just looking at the first bar here, 13A, we're going to play the kick drum on beat 1, the hi-hat playing 8th notes, and the snare just playing a backbeat. So the basic version to get us going. Now listen, so many guys and girls doing this for all the world, what they try and do is try and play everything at once. You've got to take it steady. If you haven't played a groove like this before, then you can't bypass the bit where your brain learns it. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to start with that. Let's add in one of the snare drums now. And if you look at the first little extra snare drum, that's on what we call the of beat 1. It's in between the hi-hats on the and of beat 2. That's what I'm saying. It's on the of beat 2. It's in between the hi-hats on the and of beat 2 and beat 3. In other words, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now that little moment where that extra snare, often called a skip note, a skip snare, comes in on the of beat 2, just take some time with that. That little moment will go hi-hat, snare drum on its own, hi-hat. So again, if you haven't done loads of this, I'd really encourage you just to sit on that groove for a while, play it nice and slow, make sure it's rock solid. Just get a feel for dropping a snare drum in between the hi-hats. If that's not something you've done before, that'll take a little time to settle down. Just get a feel for that. Again, remember, for all the world here, human nature will make you try and play more notes. Don't do it. Go slow, play one at a time. Say that you've been doing that for a while and you've got this going. There's one more snare drum we're going to put in this first bar, and that's on the E of beat 3. Again, it's in between the hi-hats. Unlike the backbeat here on 2 and 4, which is with the hi-hat, this is in between the 3 and the and. This is going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and again. Now please notice, I'm not playing all of the bass drums in this bar at first. It's not worth, if you're new to this type of groove, it's not worth trying to play everything at once. Build it up one thing at a time, eh? Here it is again, just the kick on beat 1 and the hand part now. kick on beat 1 and the hand part. Now please don't say, I'm not getting it until you've given it a proper go. Loads of rehearsal on that, several sessions if you need to, just with your hands. Break it down, go slow as you like. Even if you need to at first, not even at tempo, just one note at a time, say them out loud, then play them. So hi-hat and kick, hi-hat on its own, hi-hat and snare, and so on, man. Just anything you can do, just show your hands and your feet and your musical brain the combinations at first. That's the thing. Once you're here, well then it can be time to add in the rest of the kick drums. Looking at 13A, you've got a kick on beat 1, which you're already doing. We've also got 2 kicks on 3 and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There's also a kick right at the end of the bar on the and of beat 4. So the full bar looped now. 13A on a loop, here it comes. Spend loads of time with that. Again, to repeat, do the hands thing first, man. Get that going, get that firing. You can add in the kick drums even one at a time after that. Haste is your enemy here. Go slow, build it up bit by bit. The next few bars are just variations on that. Bar 14A, if you like, the next one along, has just got 2 kicks at the start. The one after that is the same as the first one, and then the one after that has no kick. 2 kicks at the start, no kicks at the end. Check it out. I'll play from 13A here. Next 4 bars. Again from 13A. Alright, that'll take loads of practice. If you're just first getting into this and you haven't played a groove like that before, don't worry, don't panic. It's going to take time, but you can do it. Go slow. Now we've got repeat marks there, so we repeat all the way back to the verse. So back to the top where it says verse, play all the same stuff again. All the way through the verse, those 8 bars. And then this time, we're going to jump to the bit where it says chorus. The 1 and the 2 over the music, if you haven't met these before, you should have done if you've done grade 1 and grade 2, but the 1 over the top means the first time around, you'll play this. The 2 means the second time around, you'll play this. So you start from the beginning of the song, you play the first line, the second line, and the third line of the music, which has the 1 over it. Then you're going to jump back and play the first line from where the repeat mark is, the second line, and then the 4th line with the 2 over it. That's the chorus. It's the same groove as it was in the first time bar, so same sort of stuff. You've then got 17, so continuing after the chorus, continue similar. So you can put in the odd variation here. Once you've got the feel for this sort of groove, you can put in the odd variation, maybe an extra snare, an extra kick. There's no requirement here to do anything too crazy though. It's certainly not a drum solo, you don't have to go nuts, it's just continue similar. When you're first getting this tune together, I would say stick with a straight repeat of the groove there, you'll be absolutely fine. Now a little drum feel here comes in at bar 20. Now the rhythm of this is quite interesting. The first beat, beat 1, has got that diagonal slash. That's 1 crotchet beat or 1 quarter note of keep going basically. So I would here start that bar as if you're just going to play another repeat of groove, right? But when we get to beat 2, there's a rhythm there. We're talking about bar 20 now, beat 2. There's a rhythm that has a quaver and 2 semiquavers, or an 8th and 2 16th notes. Hopefully you're up on this. This rhythm goes. Now this is one of those rhythms that we see all the way through grade 1 and grade 2, and by the time you hit grade 3, the idea is that you're fluent with seeing that type of rhythm and hearing it and understanding what it is. Ba, ba, ba. So long note and 2 short notes. I always think it sounds like the word blackcurrant. Blackcurrant. So the first syllable is long, the next 2 are short. Ba, ba, ba. So far, bar 20, we've got. So beat 1 is if you're going to continue the groove. Beat 2, ba, ba, ba. Okay. Beat 3, these are 2 8th notes, 2 quavers, just 3 and. Okay. As it happens, it's orchestrated as a snare drum then a high tom. Normally what we do with guys in the session series, we don't worry about how it's played around the kit first. We just get our head around the rhythm because it's so easy to get sort of seduced when you first look at all this stuff by how it all moves around the drums, and drummers so often just forget the rhythm or forget to look at that properly. So let's get the rhythm down first. I'd say just play it all on the snare drum in the first case. So this is 3 and. So far, start of bar 20, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and. The rhythm on beat 4 is the other combination of semi-quavers and quavers, or 16ths and 8ths, that we've seen at grade 1 and grade 2. This goes ba ba ba, 4E and. That's 2 semiquavers, 1 quaver, 2 16ths and 1/8. It goes like this. I always think this one sounds like the word motorbike. 3 syllables, evenly spaced. Motorbike. That's on beat 4. Let's recap this bar. Bar 20. First beat. Something similar. Beat 2. Beat 3. Remember, we're playing everything on the snare for now. And beat 4. Okay, I'm going to put that together. First half. Second half. Whole thing with all the rhythm of the fill on the snare. Okay, one time again. Have loads of practice on that, man. Make sure you're happy with that rhythm. Once you've got the hang of that, it's starting to feel a bit natural. Yeah, the and of beat 3 goes up to the high tom, and the 4E and is down on the floor tom. So it will go. Again, bar 20 from the start, full thing. One last time, bar 20. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play from 17 here, and I'm going to play all those 4 bars, right? In fact, I'm going to loop that a few times. I'm going to play 17, 18, 19, and 20. I'm going to loop that a handful of times. Here we go. Starting with bar 17. Time a bit quicker. Remember that drum fill starts on beat 2 of the 4th bar there. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 40 and. Take some time with that. Another one of the tricky bits there. We're then into the breakdown keyboard solo. This is the same groove as in the verse. So bar 21. Loads and loads of that. Continue similar for 8 bars. You then got DS al coda. What this means is dal segno. At this point in the music, you're going to go all the way back to the very beginning of when we started playing the verse. In other words, we do another verse. So at the end of that breakdown keyboard solo bit, all the way back to the verse. You might notice as well it says take the second time bar. So what we're going to do is jump back to the verse. We're going to play the first line, the second line, and now jump straight to the chorus as if it was the second time around when we were doing it at the beginning of the song. So first line, second line, and then jump to the second time section for the chorus. All right. Play all the way through that again, including the drum fill that we were just looking at. When we've done that drum fill at the end of bar 20, okay, we're then going to jump to the last line of the music. Now there's a little thing there that says to coda above the drum fill. That means when you're playing the drum fill the second time, you're going to jump after that to the last line of the music. Here's the last line of the music. So the last line goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's the first bar, 29, just like in the verse. Then you've got a bar which is like the little variation that happens in the 4th bar of the verse. This is bar 30 now. Then you've got at the end here a rhythm that is the kick drum, the floor tom and the snare on 2 8th notes, 2 quavers, 1 and crotchet rest or quarter note rest on 2, 3, and then the same again, 4 and. Again the floor tom, the snare and the kick. Last bar of all, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. I'll play that last line one time again, starting at 29. Okay, just to recap on the form of the song, we're going to have 4 bars rest at the beginning. We're going to play the verse, and that's the first line, the second line, and then the third line, which has the 1 over it, first time section. We then loop back to play the verse again. First line, the second line. This time we jump to the second time section, which is the chorus. Basically the same groove, but it'll be in the chorus of the song. We then do 17 4 bars, continue similar, with that drum fill at the end. We then go into the breakdown, keyboard solo. We keep playing all through that, 8 bars. We've then got DS al coda. When we get to that point, the end of bar 28, we're going to loop back up, do another verse, first line, second line, this time jump straight to the chorus, the second time section. From there, when we finish the chorus, we're going to play one little line of continued similar, so 17, 18, 19, and 20 with that drum fill. At the end of the drum fill, we jump to 29, and we finish the song off there with this. Hope this is all making a bit of sense. It's a really fun one. Two big ingredients here, which are quite new for grade 3, I'd say. That big funky groove that goes just before it goes in the first time section and in the chorus. That's new. I can't stress this enough. Like I said earlier, take your time with it. Build it slowly, man. Just go hands only if you need to at first. Kick drum on beat 1. Human nature will really, really force you to try and play everything at once there. Take your time, man. You'll save time in the end. Being less hasty, just build it up bit by bit. The other thing that's different a little bit in the way it moves around the kit, the rhythms aren't different, but the way it moves around is different, is that drum fill at bar 20, so take your time with those. Thanks so much, hope these videos are useful. Please let me know if they are. Massively appreciate you watching these, and again, just to be clear, I don't work for Trinity or anything like that. I just think these are really cool grades. I love doing these. So many students have loved these. In terms of putting the parts together for some amazing tunes that they love, plus learning skills in a graded way. So I think they're absolutely brilliant. Well done, Trinity, with this series of grades. It's absolutely killer, and it's got enthusiasm for drumming going in a way that drum grades haven't really done before, certainly that I've experienced in my teaching career. So that's really exciting, I think. So thanks a million, and any questions, give us a shout. I'll see you soon. Thanks a lot.